Exploration class missions are just over the horizon for people here on Earth. When I think of space exploration beyond low Earth orbit, beyond the moon, I think of Star Trek and other science fiction creations that have inspired me. It's okay to be inspired by sci fi. In fact, according to my research, the first documented use of the term astronaut came from a science fiction book published in 1880, where the protagonist stated, "It was August 1st, I first entered the astronaut." He used the term to describe a spaceship, not a person. Now, if we fast forward into present day and time, that same term that was used to describe a spaceship is now used to describe a person who sails amongst the realms of the stars. Now, in the sci fi creations like Star Trek, they use AI extensively to monitor the ship, to make critical decisions on the go. We're going to talk a little bit about where we're at now and how we can get to that point. Hi, my name is Tobi Thomas, and I'm excited to talk to you today about space and artificial intelligence. Now, before we get too deep into what AI's role in space exploration is, I want to define AI. So I have a definition here for AI. It's defined as it's the simulation of human intelligence in machines programmed to think and learn like humans. This encompasses everything from simple task automation to complex decision making systems. Now, for many people who aren't familiar with AI extensively, there are major concerns, and they make sense. But these concerns are usually stem from a lack of understanding of what we're actually talking about, or it comes from us overestimating how easy it really is to convince people that we are speaking to a sentient being when we're interacting with AI. Now, the students of psychology and linguistics may already be familiar with the idea that humans, we use a finite number of words on a daily basis. And given enough time, we can start predicting what people say, especially our friends. Have you ever been in a situation where you're interacting with a friend and you can predict what they're going to say next? And why is that? I'm not going to say this accounts for all the times this happens, but consider some of the factors. It might be due to probability, cultural logic, and your contextual awareness. Now, the progression of AI can be likened to the progression of from doing math by hand to using a calculator. Now, we wouldn't think a calculator is a sentient being because we know exactly what a calculator is doing. It is stringing together a bunch of numbers to yield values by using mathematical rules that we've programmed into the calculator. Now, language is very similar. Language, we have grammatical rules, styles of speech, and probable responses. For example, if we take a computer program, many people who do computer language are familiar with the code "Hello World." This is by tradition now your first line of code that you write when you're learning to do code. Now, we can program the computer. When you say hello to the computer, we can program the computer to say hello back and then ask you what your name is. Once you've provided your name, we can also have in that same program that the computer will use that new variable that you just inputted and use that in its following responses. Now, you as a human being may think the computer is getting to know you, it's very familiar with you. These are just programs and rules that we're writing into the computer to make you feel as though you're talking to another person. Now, there's nothing sentient about this conversation. However, if this happens with an audience that knows very little about what's going on, the human mind may give many meanings to the responses, read into the tones, or believe that they are interacting with a sentient mind. Let's look a little bit more into AI and space exploration. What does all of this that I've spoken about have to do with space exploration? Well, let's take a look at four specific applications. One, autonomous navigation. AI can help spacecrafts navigate through complex asteroids, fields, or adjust trajectories based on real time data. Two, life support management. AI systems can monitor and regulate life support systems, ensuring optimal conditions for the crew. Three, data analysis. This is a very big one. AI can provide vast amounts of data collected during the mission, identifying patterns and making discoveries that might take humans much longer to do. Just remember the calculator example. And then four, predictive maintenance. AI can predict when a spacecraft components might fail, allowing for preemptive repairs and reducing mission risks. So currently, groups like NASA are using AI in their Mars rovers for automation in navigation and scientific analysis. The European Space Agency is developing AI for satellite collisions avoidance in Earth's increasingly crowded orbit. However, we face challenges. We cannot afford to have too much hallucination or false responses, which is currently a feature in AI models that we know about right now. We need AI models, companions, to give information based on the facts of what has happened on board the spaceship and its capabilities. And it needs to be transparent. Now we're getting to the trust factor. Perhaps the most important part is AI needs to have the capability of being transparent. This will allow for the crew or the autonomous agent to develop human to AI trust, which is vastly different from human to human trust. With humans, we tend to give non human entities human trait characteristics. And this is made apparent in our stories that we share, like the Jacques stories or other tales from around the world. We tend to give non human things human characteristics, human emotions. And then that may even make us think that we have to look at AI by giving it human characteristics. But we have to rethink the types of trust that are out there. Not everything requires human to human trust. Again, I offer this question to you. Would you trust a calculator more than a human? Some people may say yes, but let's examine why people say yes. Maybe they're already thinking about what a calculator is capable of. Maybe they're already thinking based off of their understanding of what a calculator does. And in the realm of what a calculator does, the answer may be yes. But if we think about my question in the purest sense of the question, would you trust a calculator more than a human? The only answer can be no. I mean, for example, we wouldn't ask a calculator how to make amala. We would ask it to multiply large numbers. The key difference between AI is its use in conversational language. In deep space exploration, this is a factor that will benefit us being able to interact conversationally with our AI onboard companion. But we have to understand AI. We have to use it appropriately, and we have to continuously feed it information to improve both the reliability of its feedback and its transparency. Trust. One of the ethical issues when it comes to AI is the black box phenomenon. Now, this is the phenomenon that we've observed with AI where it just gives you the wrong answers. It starts to hallucinate, or it's just not trustworthy. And it also doesn't lend an eye into how it's coming to its conclusions. This can't fly in space. We need AI to have a level of transparency, much like that of a calculator. Here's a fundamental difference between human and calculator trust versus human and AI trust. With the calculator, we know we're feeding it information, and we can check the work that the calculator gives us if we don't understand the results. We see each step in the progress, and we can easily spot where the error happened at. And most times it's because of a human mistype or something. But the transparency is there, so therefore we have a different type of trust with a calculator. Because of the black box phenomena, that trust is not there with AI. And because of the language models it uses, the conversational style, it further creates that barrier where we just don't know what's going on, because we usually can't trust humans all the way. And if something is interacting with us like a human, there's that factor that's present. So again, we must elevate that AI to the level of transparency that a calculator has, especially for space applications. This will allow us to do much more than we have thus far. So, as we stand on the brink of a new era in space exploration, AI will be a very critical partner. But it's not enough to just use AI as it currently stands. We have to improve upon it. We must actively work to improve and understand these systems. My question is this: what are you doing to advance AI for space exploration? Are you studying computer science or robotics? Are you following the latest developments in space technology? Or are you simply just fostering a curiosity and critical mindset about these technologies? Whatever it is you're doing, make sure you do it wholeheartedly. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. If you wish to continue this conversation, you can follow my aerospace company on Instagram at Space Ready. That's SPACEREDI. Or if you want to interact with me directly, you can follow me on Instagram at Tobi the Scientist. I pray and wish for your success in all you do to contribute positively to our home, Earth, and our future amongst the stars. Thank you.